Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening to my team. It's your girl LaShaWright, and I'm back with another video. And today, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys about how sometimes some things can be so small, and you'll never see the significance in why it's important or why you should do it or why doing it is better and beneficial for you. The small things over time becomes the greater things. They always say in Texas, the bigger the better. And in life, it's the same. Small things matter because when you do small things, people show more gratitude in those things, because those things ultimately, if you can't appreciate the little, the small, you won't appreciate the great and the big. And the significance in understanding the small drop of raindrop that can move upon the ocean, right? But it doesn't have a whole effect on the entire ocean, just one part of it. It's knowing it grows and it increases, and the drops can increase as well. Now it don't have to just be one, but they have to be as multiple small effects over time, like multiple days of consistency, like discipline. So the reason why the small things are greatly significant towards anything that you want to do or achieve in life is because naturally you don't see the full effect of what it becomes or what it's doing to you and the character it's creating within you as an individual. Just like when you plant the seed in the ground, you know what kind of plant it's going to be. You know what kind of fruit it is. It could be watermelon fruit. It could be whatever fruit or seed you want it to be. You know what kind it is. But based on how you nurture it and how you take care of it, if you're really good at it, will depend on how well that harvest grows and how well the plant grows. In the same way in life, when you take care of yourself well, then you see yourself in a better light. When you speak of yourself in a good manner, you feel better. You talk better. You walk better. You do things better. It's not necessarily just a feeling, because feelings aren't forever. Feelings are like some thoughts. They're like clouds passing by. Emotions can change as we mature and grow as people, and our understanding and level of understanding and consciousness grow as well as we grow. So as far as emotions and thoughts, those things develop as we mature, so we can't just rest on emotions and thoughts alone, because the total idea of becoming is growing, adapting, maturing, blooming like a flower or a seed that was once planted, and or like a raindrop that becomes raindrops, consistently falling, increasing the amount of water. Though you don't see the effect of the rise of the water, it does happen over time. If it rains multiple times a day or 30 days in a row, the amount of water, whether it was 50 feet at first and it grows up to 80 feet more, and it grows up to 80 feet more based on the amount of times it rains. The thing about it is, you won't always see it, but it's important to do the small things in life, to appreciate the small things in life, to understand these small things will turn into something bigger as long as you keep intact the bigger picture. If we don't lose track of ourselves and lose track of what we do and why we started and why we're doing this, because all the time along the journey, we do get lost in the fact that things are not happening and things are going wrong and the problem is ahead or is current. But we don't focus on the now and all the drops of effort, energy, time, consistency that we're putting in this one moment into this harvest of future and life that we want to invest in ourselves to create a better abundance for ourselves later on or months from now. So we don't really think about the total effect of the small things and the effect to how things increase and progress and process and develop and really fully get to understand gradually as we grow, because the levels of consciousness, the levels of maturity, and the levels of thought and emotion, right? And the level of physical maturity as well as spiritual, and your soul do grow and mature as well. But there's just so many levels of maturity and growth and consciousness within ourselves as we're becoming new people every single day. Now, I'm not saying new people as we're multiple different people. I'm saying, well, we do probably have multiple different personalities. But that's neither here nor there. That childhood individual that was once you is still within you. That doesn't die. Those memories that you had as a child still lives within you. Those traumas that you experienced from being broken are still within you. These individual personalities, these different experiences that you've had, these things that you encounter, and the moments that you do have a split personality with people, that you can pretty much switch up who you are based on who you're around, because you just know how to do that. Everyone knows how to do that. But that's not the point. The purpose of life is understanding what level of consciousness you're on, that every small ounce of drop of water in the ocean counts, and it increases, and the amount of abundance grows, as well as the harvest, as well as us and our consciousness and our maturity. So if you don't believe that what you're doing is enough, just know that it is. And as hard as it is to see what it's doing, it's not for us to see now, but because we're doing it now, we'll see it eventually. And just keep working on it and stay focused, because sometimes I do think, hey, this is taking too long. Like, speed up the process. Like, speed up the process of growth. I've never seen a flower bloom fast and like die and wither away, but I've seen it in movies. I've seen, on those movies where they're like witches or spiritual people, and they like make a flower grow fast, bloom, and then it dies and withers. You don't really see that in real life. You don't see that. Life slowly develops, grows. Here in Arkansas, where I live, it constantly rains, so grass develops fast here. Therefore, I would have to constantly cut the grass. Some things in life don't develop fast because there's a lack of something that is needed and required in order for something to grow. Meaning the level of growth can only come from the level of nutrients that you're getting in your harvest. If you're lacking sun, you need to add some sun into your harvest. If you're lacking water, you need to get some water in there. If you need soil, the right things within the harvest of the soil, the whatever, you need to get it. But a lot of why we don't grow, why we don't prosper, why we don't progress is because we're lacking something that's going to push us towards that level of growth. Though, even if we obtain what it is that we're lacking or missing, the solution to our problem, there's still a process in order for it to shape, mold, develop, and become. And if we rush the growth and process, it can die and wither away within minutes, like in those movies. But this is why life around us is pretty slow. Everything we do, you can work really hard or you can work slow. You can be the hardest worker who works multiple jobs, or be someone who works one job. And if you're doing the same thing, you have the same goals, doing the same process, you'll naturally have to go through the same slow process. It doesn't matter how much more money you have. Now, some people are more open to connections, so they get indoors a lot quicker. Process may speed up a little bit for them. Some things are different in different people's lives, but the process is all the same for everybody. No one speeds past growth. And some people in this life have sped past growth, have been given opportunities or been given chances in life, or the chance of money, or the chance of this or that, whatever life has given them, and doesn't get the chance to develop the level of consciousness, the level of maturity, the process of understanding how to value it and how to have gratitude while having it, and understand the discipline, the consistency, and the small efforts that build up over time. So this video is about how small, consistent daily efforts increase over time, and even if you don't see what it's doing something. Love you guys.